sentence because you've got that magical word right there that helps you figure out a word you might not know. Okay, let's read this one. Here we go. Suggest. Experts suggest or recommend that people remain calm when training a pet. So we have to suffer the consequences of that. Are you right here? So let's go back over here and talk a little bit.
True. What else? Colvin, are you talking about a fantasy story? What do you think?
I like it when we read the story and then talk about the vocabulary words for this week.
And get to bed, so you'll wake up ready for school tomorrow. Suggest. I suggest. Advice. I give advice that you had better get to bed or you're going to be sleeping in the morning. Now.
I think I like it because I like listening to stories and this helps more to review the vocab words.
We came up with an activity called Stand and Match, and I have more vocab cards that are printed out on slips. And what the students do is I pass them out, and then they have to stand up and find the person that matches the vocabulary word to the definition. And then they have to go to their glossary in their book and verify that they indeed have found the right match. So I guess as far as the co-teaching, we've learned a lot. It's changed the way we plan things. Our administrators have given us a common planning time, Tammy and I, and that's been huge because we've really rearranged. We've put an extra big emphasis on vocabulary before the selection, and we've added the extra activities. Now, one of the interesting things was we thought, well, when we add these extra activities, this class is really going to get behind because we're doing this with one of the 4 classes. And we thought, well, you know, we're going to be very specific about which units we hit so that they get all the standards that they're supposed to get. So if we miss one here and there, it's not going to be detrimental to them. But what happened was, since there's 2 adult teachers in the room and we could have several groups going on at one time, the students didn't fall behind. And that was good. I guess that speaks a lot about co-teaching.
When we're doing abortion, the baby can feel all the pain. Some doctors, they were watching the monitor, they actually have seen the baby open their mouth like they were about to scream. And then when it's 59 days old, it starts to feel the pain. So when you abort the baby.
So the kids did a project where they had the option of picking what form of media they're going to do, whether it's a video, a book, or an article on a website, or an article in a newspaper. They had an option of what they're going to do with it. We were looking at bias and reliability, so they could compare and contrast 2 different forms of media. They could pull out the examples of bias in the media they worked with. A couple different options for that. And also, instead of having them do a presentation, because in their minds presentation is, I'm doing Google Slides, I'm going to put everything on a slide, I'm going to stay in front of the screen, I'm going to read the slides to you, and they're good at it. And sometimes the kids do exceptional with that. But I think whenever they think presentation, that's what they think. They're like, this is what we got to do. So instead of calling it a presentation, I said you need to show off and encourage them to do something dramatic. They can make a video or act out in person. They could do a speech or write a paper and read the paper to us, or do something with illustration. We had some poster boards. I've got a student that made a comic strip, but just more options, not only in how they're going to present, but in what they're looking at, how they're looking at it, and what they want to do with it. And because of that, I gave them a week to do it, put them in groups. They worked really hard the whole week. And typically for a project like this, I'll get maybe half the kids that get done. This time, every single group was ready to go. And I've been very impressed with how well they've done with it. So, like, more options, they get into it, they do better.
We did a project on national parks, and I challenged the kids to be creative. We looked at John Muir, which is content standards, Teddy Roosevelt, conservation, wilderness areas, and challenged the kids to pick their own place that's special to them outside, and then either write about it like John Muir did or take photos about it like Ansel Adams did. So satisfy the content requirements, and these are some of a couple of the pictures that the kids drew. This was artwork from Natalie Starkey. That was awesome. You'll see a few other ones back there. On that, some of them are more picture oriented. Some of them were done on the computer. Some of them more words, bigger. They had basically the option to do whatever they wanted on this, and some kids, that fits them. That fits what they do. They're more artistic. They're more visual, and this allows them to create something not only that looks really good, but they'll remember it maybe a little bit better than just notes in class.
Second letter always has to be lowercase. Okay, now, here's why this works. Okay, these elements and the way they're laid out on the periodic table have these things called Bohr models. Okay, those are going to be the little circles things that we have up there within your periodic table. Now, if you notice, there's a bunch of rings there with these little dots on them.
All right. So I think that Nearpod really helps my kids because not only do they see it on the screen, they see it on their screens, they see it on the PowerPoints that I've given them that match what's up here. They have a chance to watch videos and they have a chance to interact. So they can draw things on their screen of questions that I've asked. We have the ability to give a poll so that I can figure out what the students are thinking. We can do quizzes. So the kids are actually interacting with the notes instead of just sitting there writing them down. So they have the ability to kind of process things because they're not writing every single word from the screen down as well.
Distinguish between metals, nonmetals, and metalloids based on their properties and reactivity.
Take you to death or something, so like maybe I could kill you, or like you could just make every sentence.
Today we were looking at how literary imagery contributes to the meaning of a poem, and we used Shakespeare's soliloquy in Macbeth right after Lady Macbeth had died. It's the famous one, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day. So the kids broke apart all the imagery by doing pantomime of each section within the passage. And so that brought the imagery to life for them because imagery is an image. And then we had them write down what they remembered about what they saw and then what they heard, and now they're putting that together to make associations and ultimately to make an associative statement about how imagery contributes to the meaning of the poem. It's a way to break things down on a really concrete level and then be able to put it back together into something that analyzes the piece as a whole.
You had to make playlists. I made a playlist. I even made the back of the iPhone. Like I put some details. No, I don't care about the
Hey,
and sure,
Parker, some people made a whole laptop with emails on it and had their own little laptop.
that's stupid.
And there's a banana. Haven't you ever seen Romeo and Juliet?
No,
The banana.
stupid.
And it goes to Romeo
Hey!
and Juliet. So you said, that's the best I ever seen.
That sucks. Sounds awful. That the worst thing I've ever seen.
Luke Skywalker to Telemachus, a whole email series, just looking like the screen on the banana laptop that goes to
Banana
Romeo and
laptop,
Juliet.
Apple iPhone, fits right in your pocket. It's scaled to a real phone. I can put.
Go ahead, keep debating.
That's scaled to a real laptop.
He's got more.
Here's a warning poster to all the suitors for Penelope in
Dude.
the Odyssey. If Penelope is touched in any way,
Ah,
or is thought in a lustful manner, they will then perish to certain death. Symptoms include internal, external bleeding, bursting of the trachea, sharp pains in the heart, stomach, immediately fractured bones, troublesome breathing, smoky blood, asphyxiation, and strange vision.
I don't know what that was.
That was Odysseus' warning to the suitors about
This is
the
the Hunger
Games. That was the Odyssey.
We're talking about Hunger Games.
I'm talking about graphs and quality of the best I've ever seen.
It's in my hand.
So Parker, defend your rap. Why do you
Okay.
think it's so fantastic?
So I didn't just make a playlist. I made an iPhone. You can call your mom on it.
But if that's going to
text
show
her
us your
name.
knowledge of the Hunger Games, like what's the song on there?
Okay,
Give me the explanation.
so Straight Outta Compton. That's a perfect song. She lives in the scene like Compton because Compton is a bad place.
No, it's not.
Also, I'm not talking to the camera.
Talk to the camera.
Also, Compton's a bad place. The scene is a bad place. She comes straight out, and now she's in the Capitol. And now all the people from Compton are famous for their singing.
He's dead.
Okay. All I do is win, because they won the Hunger Games. You know what I mean?
Parker, you're making a case for yourself. And
Yeah.
believe it or not, this is the most engaged and educational debate that you've probably partaken in all year.
And now you're showing us
Futuristic.
your knowledge when you just shot it on there.
Futuristic, the greatest. She's the greatest because she won the Hunger Games. Does that make her great? Yeah, kind of. The last one, I just need another song, so I put A Tale of Two Cities by J. Cole.
That's part of the problem. I just needed another
And
song.
A Tale of Two Cities. Do you know what A Tale of Two Cities is? It's an illusion. What's an illusion?
An illusion. Whose fault is this that I don't know?
No, Parker, you.
That's you.
Good
That's
one.
you.
What's an illusion? Hold
No,
on.
I need-
Wait. What's an illusion?
I'm thinking of the song. Okay.
Wait. What's an
I
illusion?
don't. It's something that
Can
like
anybody?
it represents. Okay. I won't even tell you then.
Say it.
No,
let's
go
say
ahead.
it.
Say it. It represents.
I want to see if you know what it is.
No, wait. Come on, Parker.
I can. It references another story or a piece of literature.
Being eaten by polyphemus.
That's Snapchat.
Yeah, they were doing.
Yeah, one of the options was to create a Snapchat story.
What's up? My Snapchat story was lit
Who are
today.
you watching?
Now wait. So Savannah did a whole bunch, but there was another one. The new. Okay, hold on. Let me find it.
I don't even want to see this. No, I feel bad for the other people that don't know how to do a proper rap.
Corey Jordan.
No, hold on. Let's see. All right, this is another rap. They had to do an Odysseus newsflasher anchor. Watch and listen to this one.
Upset, Whoa!
Just
Today I was very excited with Father Met son. Odysseus was missing for 20 years before he returned home to college. Disguised as a baker, he met with his trusted partner Eumaeus. Meanwhile, Athena advised Odysseus to take a trip to kill his father and make his son save the child. What he didn't know was Athena was actually guiding him.
That was about to be.
Finally met Odysseus and
I mean, I like sketch notes because it gives us like a visual understanding of what like we're learning. It just makes more sense to me.
The pictures, because you can draw the way you visualize it, and the thing I drew is from my first quarter, and I still remember it. So I think that was a good one, drawing.
I like the sketch notes.
Yeah.
And I like the rough draft idea because you don't do that taking test, you just do rough draft.
He locks it. He locks it a lot.
I like movies better than
Well, yeah, I do like.
yeah, stupid
I
sketch
do like
note
it.
things where I sit there and draw something that I don't
Well, no, I like watching
Movies
a
give me
movie
headaches.
and then doing sketch notes on the movie
I disagree
during
with
the
that.
movie.
Headaches.
so then you understand what's going on throughout.
Or I disagree with that. I just like to sit there and watch
we could read the book and then watch the movie.
Yeah,
Or we could do it the other way around, watch the movie and then read the book.
I agree with that.
I mean, I have a lot of experience
You have no idea what you're
because I did Brendan throughout the whole school year, and so I've had good experience with sketch notes.
Sketch notes, I found them to be positive when they were not like being used when you're doing them.
Why on set?
For like if you're gonna take notes or something, I found the mind maps like we did in Mr. Brusco's class to be much more beneficial towards like me remembering them.
Time out. What are mind maps?
They're basically like sketch notes, but instead of like sketching them out, you can also just write words and see how they connect.
That's kind of what we did though, because you
Mind
can
maps.
draw the picture and then write anything about the picture next to the picture.
Under sketch notes, you can just write anything.
Yeah, you can even write on the back of the
worry about
sketch
writing
notes.
the words that connect.
Sketch notes during testing help.
Yeah, because if you sit there and not study sketch paper forever, and you just have pictures and you don't have like statements that go with the pictures, then half the time people don't know what they even drew. So that's why I like having the statements in there because it helps, reference.
And I think if you like explain what your picture you drew, then people will understand. Because like if I drew an apple and I was like thinking of Snow White and Katie looked at it, she'd just see an apple.
Yeah, so it's also a good representation, if that makes sense.
I need some money.
No, man, I can miss more ever of the video. Don't put your lips on that.